Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on a video. Welcome back to the channel where last time we were here, we did a metro expansion and we kind of started planning out a new town. We also got a new little transfer hub with a bit of transit-oriented development as well, which is pretty cool. But in today's episode, we are going to be starting a new small town. This small town is on the river, the main river in the region, which is why I really wanted to get this done sooner rather than later. And, we're going to have a bit of an industrial feel to it, lots of residential, lots of commercial, and I can't wait to show you what I have planned. So here we are. At the time of my recording this, there is less than a month left in City Skylines 1 before City Skylines 2 comes out. So obviously we're not going to be able to finish every single thing that we have planned in this city. So when City Skylines 2 comes out, I'm just going to put this on the back burner, but we are definitely going to come back to it because I love this city. This city is fantastic, but this is where we're going to be building today, starting out over here by the river. So it's right behind or beside Joy's Town of Hope, but it's also pretty close to everything else that we have kind of going on. We have this main bridge right here, which kind of is the main connection piece to the downtown. But then we also have some key connection points via Oracle Lake into this side or into here. Last episode, what we did is we brought a metro that goes from here all the way through, connects up into here, and then comes out all the way to this area. We then have a bus connection from Hope into here for those connection points. And this is the little community that we built up last time with the monorail connection, which is doing very well, by the way. But in today's episode, we're going to be building out here, and particularly we're going to be building in this kind of area today. I really want to get two cargo hubs for the train, one here and then one up in this part. And one of them will definitely have like some sort of mail aspect to it, like a distribution center kind of thing. The other one's gonna be a bit more geared towards some unique factories. But we don't really have any industrial demands. So we're gonna focus on the residential aspects to the city, and that's gonna be kind of in this core. And what's the theme gonna be? Well, just like with most of our other cities, this city definitely started up on the water. So we're going to have some water frontage right along here, definitely with maybe a bit of park aspects right at the front of the waterfront, reused industrial land probably, but pretty long grids, not too squared, more rectangular grids. And then we're going to get two main avenues coming down through here with probably one right across. And then I might want to do something with this dried riverbed that we have. The dried riverbed is pretty cool. It goes all the way through here underneath this covered bridge and these walking paths and connects up to Oracle Lake. So with that, let's talk about the terrain challenges, because there are some unique terrain challenges here before I get going on this. Look at this. It's not exactly squared off, right? So we're going to need to make sure that we play along with those kind of curves a little bit while maintaining a proper grid formation based off of the available land itself. All right, so here we have it. We have our new grid in place. It's pretty much what we talked about, but I think this is going to be really cool. I like how we have this kind of competing grid right here, and then we have our two main streets kind of connecting right down through this area. So what other key features do we need? Well, I'm thinking we're just going to focus on this today in this area, but I really want to make this kind of like a fishing area. So I might redo some of the key walls, particularly in this kind of pocket, because I wouldn't mind getting some fishing. But let's kind of go over what I did. So the grid is pretty cool. It's a bit of a thicker rectangle than I was originally planning, but I think this is going to work out great. We have a couple interesting nodes through here. I'll remove this light, don't worry. But we might have to upgrade a few of these roads down to the waterfront here, just on these avenues, and then we have this one connecting up as well to kind of support that traffic flow. And then over here we have just a pure 6-lane road running through here into this area here. We might upgrade this bridge as well, but look at this. I've actually added in a bit of a water feature here, which is pretty cool. The terrain is quite the challenge, but I've also managed to get the water flowing somewhat very slowly through here. This will kind of give us a good feel that it is a marsh, which kind of is the idea of this area. So it's a bit fast flowing through here, but I think once we detail this up into a marsh, it'll look really, really good. And then we have this platform here where we can do some fun things with it. But let's continue with kind of zoning up things. But I think fishing through here would be really cool. Just a couple fishing vessels. It's all we really, really need. So let's get that going first. I think that'll be a key feature. All right, so we have our fishing aspect to this area now, which I'm really, really excited about. We have a tuna one, which is pretty rare, but we have that available. We have a seaweed and then a salmon fishing area. We also have a ferry depot or a ferry stop over here, which goes right to the downtown. But I added this pier in right beside the tuna one because the tuna one kind of just is a weird, more industrial style pier. So I thought this one maybe added some historical elements to it. Yeah, we have the ferry pier over here, which I might move this because it looked like that boat ran into it, but maybe we don't even need that style boat. Maybe we can go with something a bit smaller than So let's go to the ferries, and it's ferry line number 3. Let's just go for the smallest size boat, which I think it's not necessarily the smallest size in capacity, but like physical. I think it's that one, but we'll see afterwards. But we also have a bit of a marina kind of started out over here as well. Okay, so we have the fishing over here, and why do we need to get that in first? Well, it's because we're going to use some factories, some unique factories, particularly this one, the seafood factory. I think this one's going to be really, really important to get in. However, this might not be in the city itself. This might be when we do our cargo kind of aspect to it. It's going to be out over here. And this one has not enough buyers for the fish. Well, we're going to solve that problem because we are going to throw in a fish market in this town. Why not? They're really cool buildings. They're a bit big, but we have a few cool spots available to do that. And we could even actually add it in like right up in here too, which could be good, maybe up by the metro stop. But I think something like up in this kind of area, or maybe we can delete a few of these roads and get it pretty centralized. That would be probably more efficient, but this is kind of the main kind of downtown aspects to the area. I think we could get like a modern fish market somewhere out over here. All right, so we have our little fish market out this way. Very, very cool. It's got a little cafe around it and stuff like that. Maybe a restaurant associated with the fish market, and tons of parking. So hopefully now the fish will start getting transported there. However, I don't really mind that as an issue, because once we get the fish factory going, we'll have enough stuff going on. So let's start planning out kind of the main aspects to this town. What does this town actually need? Well, let's kind of find a few main streets. This is a bit more of an industrial kind of pocket of the city, so I'm not going to worry too much about this. But I think this street here meeting up with this street is probably the main commercial aspects to Barboursville, particularly with this one as well, because it is the waterfront after all. So I think this street might need to get upgraded into a larger road, but I don't want to do too much. I really like this road here to be kind of a main street vibe to a town. So I'm thinking we bring this one up to about this point here, but at that area we go down to a 4-lane. So we go from a 6-4 to a 2, but we maintain though the width of a 4-unit road. This is going to be a tough node here. We might need to do a few things, like first of all get this the same height as that. That'll be useful for making things smooth. But then we might need to just adjust it to an extra lane. That's always helpful, just like that. Nothing too crazy. And then same thing with this one, actually. It's probably a good idea. This is an issue that you run into when you do competing grids, to have something like that. Okay, there we go. And then we can just clean up this node with node controller. There we go, it did it automatically. We don't need to do anything else. Actually, we could just square it off a little bit and then bring this one in like that. Perfect. So let's go down this main street with TMPE, making sure that we have dedicated turning lanes for each area here. Same thing here. Perfect. And just here as well. Okay, very, very cool. Actually, oh man, I probably jumped the gun a little bit because I really want to get some sort of mass transit connecting this ferry to this metro. And what is one aspect of mass transit that we haven't done yet? Well, it's trolley buses. We haven't touched on trolley buses. I'm thinking since this is probably a bit of an older city, why not do some trolley buses? So we need the 4-unit road through here. We don't actually end up having to use this road in the end. No, I do really like it. I always try to use that road as much as we can, but why don't we go with the trolley bus with the trees instead? That is pretty good. Let's do that. All right, so we have a trolley bus that goes from here down the main street here, stopping by the fish market and then coming right into the metro, where we have a cool little stop right here that is specific for the trolley bus. Now we also have a normal bus stopping here too, which goes through a bit more of a challenging route through the town, but I think this town is coming along really, really nicely. So with this kind of area becoming the main hub, let's make sure that we get everything we need in before we start zoning up. So what is that? Well, we need water, which we already have. We need power, which we already have. We need garbage, which we already have. So we're looking at healthcare, fire, police, and that sort of thing. But one thing that I always kind of forget about is the post office. The post office is a fantastic item here to add in, and I really, really like this building. I think it goes well in most spots. How about right here? This looks really, really cool. If we just pull it back a little bit, or maybe bring it forward, let's see if we can get it right on this corner here. Whoa, these cars are jumping around a little bit. Now we are on a hill, which is a challenge. If we were to go lower, we might run into some issues on this side of the building. Yeah. All right, we might need to pull it back a little bit, or just rotate it all together. I think it's going to play well right here. Let's make sure that we actually get it at the right height though, because these buildings have doors at the back of them, so that means that the trucks go in through that door. So we got to make sure that we have that space available here with this concrete section right there. All right, so what other things do we need beyond kind of the basics? Well, I always forget about the bank. The bank is really, really cool. I love this item. I think this one is very unique, and I really like it. I think it plays really well with these kind of main streets, and the hill is going to be a challenge for this asset as well. Why don't we bring it right down to this corner here? Okay, now that we got the bank in, let's go down the line. So we have healthcare. Well, we just put in a brand new hospital, but it is a little far away. If we go into our tab here, we can see that there's definitely a need for healthcare. So I like to put in 2 in these small towns, because this one here, the European Medical Clinic, I think it looks more like a veterinarian's office. So that's where we're going to play it as. And we're going to plop it down, and maybe a bit more of the suburban kind of aspect to it. So we'll place it, how about right here? This looks really good right there. Ooh, can it fit perfectly in here? No, it can't. Okay. Right here then, and then we'll use the other clinic in an area that is a slightly more gray. Now that one actually covered a lot of it, but I still want to get in like the classic clinic. And why don't we get this one right here? That's pretty good. I like placing them right on the corners. Now the terrain is a bit of a challenge in this city, but if we just move it over a little bit, I think that works out too. All right, so that is healthcare. What else do we need? Well, we need death care, and we can place a cemetery. I think this could play really well with the themes that we have going on. Maybe right up in here, kind of right off of the old main street. I think if we're going to do this, it has to be right up against the street here, because this street is wider than the original road. So I think that's pretty good to do. And while we're at it, why don't we add in some sort of church, because they're usually somewhat close together. So we have a few aspects to that, and we do have an older style church right here. We could actually remove this road altogether. We don't need it, and place it right down beside it. Okay, very cool. I like that. I like how the church is kind of right facing down this main street. We might need to adjust it slightly so that it actually is right down the middle here. Yeah, that would be cool if we could do that, which means we're probably going to need to adjust this as best as we can. All right, that's pretty good. So we'll definitely detail it up at the end of everything, but that is death care, and we could add in another one, no problem there, but I think we're probably good. Now we can throw in a childcare. I don't think we have childcare anywhere in this area. No, we don't, so let's place that down. Let's make it a bit more in the suburban kind of aspects to the area, so I'll throw it in right about here. Why not? That's a good spot for it. And then we can also do elder care, which I don't believe we have anywhere nearby. So let's just make it all very central to the area. Actually, let's maybe make this right beside a bus stop. So we'll place it down right there. Actually, I'm deciding against placing that there. I'm thinking we're going to plop this down somewhere over by the metro area. I'm just going to place it down over here for now, just so I don't forget about it. Yeah, I think it'll do well closer to the metro. Okay, so, well, we've gone through all the healthcare stuff. We can add in one of these sports halls and stuff like that. No problem there. I've actually got one of them that's a bit cheaper because 2,400 for this is a bit much, in my opinion. So I think maybe if we get this right off of the main street here, that's pretty cool. A bit of a sports arena there. That's always good. But what else do we need? Well, we need fire and police, which I'll plop down really quickly because I think we can just kind of guess that we can get these pretty centrally located in the industrial core of the city. Now the police station, though, I'm thinking maybe we go with a bit more of the older style, a bit more downtown vibe to it, right beside the bank. That would be pretty cool. And then we're at schools. So are we going to be able to get a high school in this town? Probably not. If we're going to get a high school, it's probably going to be up over here for the area. Now this does count as a high school, the church that we did, but let's just get in another elementary school. That's always good. We'll get it right there, and then we can make the rest of this area a playground. But let's go into a bit of a speed through while we zone everything up. All right, so we've zoned it up in the same kind of styles that we've been working with this entire time. Going back to when we were doing waterfronts in the downtown, we're leaving space for green space around the condos. And it kind of tapers off too. So if we're looking at the height difference from the top of this cliff, it's pretty much equal with the height of these buildings. So I think that's pretty cool. I like the church up here, but there's still a lot to do in this build because we're not going to get the cargo stations in right away. There is like this pocket here, for example, and then this pocket here, and then maybe a bit of a build out by the metro station. So I think that is kind of the next aspect to it. And while there is no office demand, I'm thinking that a little office park in here would be pretty cool to do. Maybe even a bit of a pedestrian connection underneath here for quick access. I think that would also be really good. So we'll start off with that, and then we'll talk about what's next. All right, so we have our little office district here. Oh, rather big office district, but I really like this building being able to lean over the road. I think that's really cool. And I think like kind of fits the kind of style of maybe reused industrial land or something like that with the railway. It's easy to turn that into offices. That is for sure. And we have an older style one right here, and then a bit of parking for these buildings over on this side. But we have one space over here that I built up a little while ago. What are we going to do with, oh my gosh, the traffic. Yeah, this road is gonna definitely need to get widened, that's for sure. So we'll do that in the speed through, but there was a comment that we should do something with a casino over here. So I think casino will be a really cool idea out this way. A lot of parking is gonna be needed for this. We'll have the cool building overlooking a bit of like a little inlet right here, right where the creek kind of comes into the bay here. So I think the casino we've never used before, and it's pretty cool. It's really expensive, that's for sure. So I think what we need to do is just get a little road that kind of comes out, and we'll just kind of grab like maybe one with maybe this one here. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And then we'll come off of this road here, and we'll just make sure we have our guidelines on. And we'll just go right to about there, and then we'll swing down. How about we do a bit of a curve, in which case I'm thinking of placing the building down first. So we'll plop that down right there. Hopefully there's nothing on the back side of the building here. Nice, there isn't. And if we just kind of slide it right into here, there is a dumpster though. We can take that out. And we get it to maybe this height here. That's pretty cool. Then we can get the road to lay perfectly where we need it to. All right, so here's the casino. I really like it. I think we did a good job. We added a little teeny hotel around it too, just because, I don't know, maybe the casino doesn't have a hotel inside of it, but, around the backside here, we have some nice viewing decks over top of the bay, and I really, really like it. But man, these casinos are so expensive. Look at this, look at this. Hold on. Oh, there we go. 4,000 a week. That's a little too much. But look at this. The city's come along really, really nicely. I like where that is. The last thing we really need to do is deal with this retirement home that we placed over here. But I'm thinking maybe we get it in this little pocket here, and we can save the rest of the area to the north of the screen for another build. But yeah, I think it's going to fit up really, really nicely right in here. Yeah, so let's get going on that. Alrighty, folks, so here we are. This is the city of Barboursville. I really like how this turned out. I really like this city. We got the casino at the top of the hill, but look at the views coming from these condos over top of this river. That is really, really cool. This would definitely see condo development based off of these views, but we still have the, the industrial past with the fishing and whatnot associated with the town. So definitely something that is, starting to really grow up. But we were able to get the industry buildings in here too, which was very, very convenient. We had no demand for it, so glad we got that done. But I really like this town. I'm looking forward to continuing building out this way. I hope you enjoyed the episode too. Let me know down in the comment section down below what you think of Barboursville so far, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.